So my CPTSD is not completely healed. I just want to be really clear about that. It might not ever be. It's extremely complex, as the name implies, obviously. And it shows up in so many different ways that are both overt and incredibly subtle. And it's just kind of always revealing other layers. But I will share some of the things that I have done that have really, really helped. I've been actively healing my CPTSD for about 10 years. So, and have used so many different modalities and practices. So it's taken a lot of work. But the things that I have found that have helped the absolute most are somatic therapies and body-based therapies, anything that can help me tune into and be in my body more and more with a sense of safety. And a lot of them are things that I do for work and offer other people. Main four are acupuncture, craniosacral therapy, emotional freedom technique, and Tao of trauma. And those are all four things that I offer. But also yoga, breath work. I studied this body of work called Senses of the Soul, and it is just like a really deep learning of what the emotions are and how they operate and what their purposes are, and give you kriyas to use to like really express those emotions in a really healthy way. And that has been also extremely beneficial. That's something that I also help run people through. And a lot of vagus nerve toning. And another really essential piece was learning boundaries in every sense of the word, learning how to differentiate like what is my like internal emotional experience and what is someone else's, like what am I taking on, really putting a lot of intention and awareness on how I am, being hypervigilant and trying to kind of manipulate the situation around me in order to make everyone happy, and the people pleasing tendencies and things like that, and like slowly learning how to drop that and teaching myself that it's safe to drop that, which has happened like really incrementally over time. And then there was kind of a tipping point where it just like kind of snapped, and I was able to do that a lot more efficiently. A lot of the healing has been in being in safe connection with other people, and co-regulating with other people, and teaching myself that other people are safe, which obviously you have to have like cultivated trust with a person before you're able to do that, which is another place where boundaries come in. A lot of deep self-forgiveness, self-validating, self-compassion, and then also forgiveness of other people and acceptance of what happened, and which requires validation. You have to like really acknowledge what happened before you can fully accept it. Those have been really key pieces for me, because I spent so much of my life being gaslit and gaslighting myself around all the things that have happened, and very intentionally and actively removing myself from situations and people who have shown over time to be unsafe to me, and really cultivating like an external safety around me in terms of my living space, my friendships, my family dynamics, and things like that. Learning about myself and who I am and how I operate has also helped a lot. So discovering that I have ADHD and autism and pathological demand avoidance, those are things that it really helped me understand and be able to differentiate like what is what, and how to actually work with myself. Human design has also been a really immensely helpful tool for me. I've been deconditioning through human design for 7 years, and it's really radically changed my life, and it's helped me drop into like a sense of ease with how I operate, which has like that piece of self-acceptance, and really like creating a life that is more catered to like what is truly healthy for me has been really beneficial. But I think the most, I mean, and I've done I've done like sacred sexuality trainings and things like that, where I was able to heal a lot of my sexual trauma and really like learn how to communicate needs and desires and boundaries and negotiate that with other people, and really learning in that context and in other contexts how to be in myself and in my own experience when I'm relating to another person, and allowing them to be in themselves and their own experience without me trying to change or control or manipulate it in order to make me feel more comfortable, which that takes like, it takes time and consistency in doing that in order to feel that you can be safe while someone else is having an experience that in the past hasn't been safe to you. But I think the number one thing that has helped me is finding people, practitioners and mentors that I can trust, that can hold me in the processing of my experiences and can help guide me through them and can witness me in them, because that sometimes needs to happen. Like, you have to have that co-regulation, you have to have that witnessing, you have to have someone who can kind of keep you in the range of what is tolerable for the nervous system as you're processing and remembering things that were once long forgotten. And when you process a trauma, it moves through you again as if you were experiencing it in real time. And so to have someone who can hold you in that, guide you in that, and make sure that you are safe and not like re-traumatizing yourself has been really essential for me. And that's also so much of what I do in my work. Oh gosh, and I can't forget inner child work, inner teen work. Really reparenting myself has been so vital and so important. Being a mother myself has really expedited that in a really huge way, because every time I show up for my son the way that I needed to have been shown up for when I was a child, or in the way that he needs to, but it triggers and reminds me of the times that I needed something and I didn't get it, or the times that I got hurt instead of got care. It brings up so much that I get to work with, and like at the same time that I'm loving him, supporting him, encouraging him, validating him, I'm also like internally doing that for myself, that my child me. And yeah, and I guess another piece is also like grieving, like allowing yourself to grieve the life that you didn't get to have and the life that you are not going to be able to have moving forward, and really accepting like where, for me, is like really accepting like where I'm at, accepting that these things happen to me and they affect me in these different kind of ways, and like that's okay. It's not okay, not okay in the sense of that it's excused or condoned in any kind of way, but like it's okay that I am where I'm at, and extending self-compassion for myself and allowing myself to really grieve, the childhood that I never got to have, the love that I never got to have, and grieve the fact that I had so much abuse and pain, and grieve the capabilities and qualities that don't come easily to me and may not ever. But then also giving myself permission to live fully, even though I have these things that I get to work through in my lifetime, and trusting that I can take the space to process things as they come up, but not making my entire life about just healing, but also living.